Welcome to the Opinionated Aussies.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Opinionated Aussies. Back at it, with just Jordan this time. Stop.
Hey, how you going, mate? You alright?
Yeah, always alright. Fortunately, Aden couldn't join us again this week, and unfortunately he will not be able to join us for next week's episode as well. So...
Lucky bastards down at Magic Round, hey?
yeah, prick. But in saying that, it's still just us. We'll try to keep you as entertained as we can. Hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
But for this week's episode, we're going to be talking about something rather interesting. And that is life outside of Earth. Guess the biggest question from that one is, does it exist? What proof is there? Proof is in the pudding. Well, no, the stars, actually. I don't fucking know. There's a joke I could make there, but I'm too slack. But
your two brain cells haven't collided yet.
Yeah, they're currently just sitting there, like, looking at each other going, you, no you, no you. They're not going, both.
It reminds me like Homer Simpson in his mind. The monkey with the two symbols.
Yeah, except in this case, my two brain cells are in the symbols and the monkey's just holding them going, and he's licking them instead of banging them together. But yeah, we're talking about life outside of Earth. There is a lot to unravel with that one, because, I mean, we could always go back to, like, the first, like, hints of there being life outside of Earth, like, many years ago. Like, I mean, what's something that comes to your mind when it comes to life outside of Earth?
Well, see, you know, there's a lot of naysayers, I guess. You know, a lot of people that, oh no, we're the only species on Earth, you know, in the galaxy, in the solar system, you know, we're the only ones that have lived and will ever live and all this sort of shit. But when you think about how big Earth is, yeah, it's a pretty big fucking place when you put it in comparison, you know. But there's much bigger things out there. There's much fucking larger planets and galaxies and you name it. You know, one thing that sort of not springs to my mind in volumes of things or height differences or you know how small we really are, but you know, I'm not a fucking tall person. You know, I think I'm 178 centimeters or something.
Yeah,
I think it's like 5'10" in the old scale.
You and I are about the 5'10" mark.
It's, you know, something like that. I stand next to my truck at work. My truck's not a big, you know, semi-trailer. It's not a little truck. Now, where I work, I can go stand next to my truck, next to a Moxie, which is a smaller articulated dump truck, a 40-ton dump truck. Then you put one of our big dump trucks next to it, one of our small big dump trucks, and it's only, you know, 200 tons. And then you look at the size difference from me to here, like one of the wheel nuts is like the size of my fucking hand. You know, they're fucking huge. And then you look at, you know, I look at our site that I work and I think this is a fucking massive, huge hole in the ground. Then you zoom out a little bit and you just go, yeah, but we're only that little speckle on Australia's landmass. You zoom out a bit more and you go, Australia's this big compared to Russia or China or, you know, what the Europeans.
And then you go even further back and you go, fucking look at the size of us compared to, like, Jupiter or something.
Yeah. Mercury, Venus, you know. You look at Earth compared to them versus the Sun, for instance. You know, you look at... And then, you know, you reel it back in, you look, I'm just this fucking speckle, you know, I'm fucking just so minute compared to the big things that are out there. And you go, in my mind, there's got to be something else.
Well, so that brings up two things. I'll bring up the first one, because I think we've both watched this, sorry. Remember back when we were living over North Rockhampton, and one day I remember coming in and I caught this program midway through, but luckily it was on at the time, I think it was still Austar. I'm not sure if it was Foxtel yet.
Yeah.
So I went to the second channel where the program was going to start.
Soon, yeah.
And it was an nearly 2 hour long documentary of what we know is in the universe. It basically goes, so this here is Earth, and basically the whole program just kept going out and out and out and out and out and out until it got to the furthest reaches of known space. And then it goes, and that's the most recent thing we've found. And I remember sitting there watching it. I don't know if you saw it. I think you saw bits of it.
I don't know.
But I remember watching it going, is this what it feels like to be plankton?
Yeah.
And that brings...
From SpongeBob.
Yeah. No. Like actual plankton. Because it's all microscopic.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know how you, like, just compared Earth to our whole universe?
Yeah.
And you're like, we're this speck of dust. It's like, no, we're plankton in the grand scheme of the universe.
Yeah.
For all we know, we're just waiting for that big old space whale to eat us.
Yeah.
But that brings me to the next thing of life outside of Earth. There's best example is literally in our own backyard on our planet. How many species exist on our speck of dust? You got dogs, you got cats, you got gators, you got reptiles, you got all the... Well, gates and reptiles are the same thing. But alligators. You've got
mammals, marsupials,
yep.
You fucking name it.
And then the only reason that we are here discussing this is because we're the ones that evolve the most.
Well, if that's what you believe in.
Exactly. We don't know the truth because it's... Well, we probably do. Someone has the right document saying, this isn't the most advanced, intelligent life form Earth has ever had. We just don't want to let people know that. But back to the thing, like the amount of species of creatures that exist, coexist, eat or be eaten on just one little speck of dust in the universe, it's like, nah, there's more.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that. I mean, look.
Well, there was this one theory that I read that fucking blew my mind, that you know how Mars is a dry, frivolous planet that's uninhabitable by fucking any means, right?
I think I know the theory you're going with here. If,
quote-unquote, Adam and Eve were the last two from an escape pod from eons ago, us as a human race, use air quotes, but us as a human race fucked up Mars beyond recognition. Eons ago, we fucked up that much, so we sent Adam and Eve to the planet we are on now, on Earth, in an escape pod. That escape pod was, quote-unquote, the Big Bang that killed off all the dinosaurs, and we all repopulated from Adam and Eve.
Well, that one, yeah, that's but that all comes down to if you're someone that believes in the whole Adam and Eve thing. Remember as well, there's the evolution thing as well, and life outside of Earth. There's one thing that is always consistent. Life doesn't start without water.
Well, as we know, and without oxygen.
So, and the reason that I state this is because they stated that the only reason life began again after the Big Bang that wiped out the dinosaurs. Well, actually, no, the Big Bang was the creation of the universe, they say. Whereas the extinction, the mass extinction of the dinosaurs, was an asteroid. But the asteroid carried water. So after the Earth was basically destroyed, water was able to, I guess, start the process of life again. And here we are. And you said Mars, so let's remember as well that they discovered there is water on Mars.
There's water pockets or something,
yeah,
but it's like
underground. Yeah, it's very deep. My opinion on what you just said with the Mars thing is, I don't think we come from Mars. I reckon we are naturally Earth grown.
Yeah, look, I don't believe it, but I'm not like one of these conspiracy theorists type of. If there's a good conspiracy, I'll dwell in it for a little bit. I'll see another light in it.
I was going to say you are a bit of a conspiracy nut when you want to be.
Oh yeah, definitely. but I don't believe that's what happened. But in a sense, we're talking years ago, way beyond our belief. Way beyond mine and yours knowledge as an average fucking person.
Yeah, and to be real, I'm not going to sit down for hours upon hours doing research into it because
Oh no, I wouldn't either, but it's still something that's interesting.
It'd probably fry our brains if we tried to. Let's be real for a second here. But what I was going to get at was, we're Earth grown. We grew up here. We evolved here. My belief is Mars used to be like Earth, and it had the same deal. It had a race of beings that grew to the same intelligence as we did, as we have, and continue to evolve. But like what we're doing to our planet, very slowly, but it is happening. We're destroying it. I'm not an activist. Before we get into that, yikes! I just realised how bad I sounded. It's not wrong, but eesh. And they did the same thing, but they had many more years, and it drove them to the destruction of their home planet's ecosystem.
Yeah.
And all that's left is water underground. Because it's the same thing here. There's water underground on Earth. We know this. And then let's not forget, there's the massive fucking ocean. So...
Well, isn't it... We've only discovered like 3% of the total of the world's oceans?
Still love that topic, yes.
I think it is. I think it's only 3%.
Still only 3%.
We've discovered more in space, or we've...
in our solar system.
I don't want to say the word discovered, but we've explored.
We have discovered more in our own solar system than our own ocean.
Yeah. That is fucking scary.
That is very fucking scary. And that brings me to the next thing. We're in a solar system. Like, we can't say for certain there's no other life in our solar system, but let's go with the theory that there isn't. There's others. There's many others.
Well, I'll put it to you. I'll put this question to you. Hypothetically, us, human race, Earth, what we call Earth, is the only life in space. Would that, in your mind, ever seem plausible?
Yes and no.
Oh.
I'd say yes, because let's be real, we are a species that goes off of fact more than anything else. If we know it's true, we go by that. As I can clearly say, we have not discovered life outside of Earth properly. We have discovered signs of it, but we haven't seen like an actual being.
Yeah.
And none have visited us. And to be fair, I don't...
that we know of. We don't...
That we factually know of. Let's not go into the conspiracy nuts and the crop circles just yet. We'll get to that. But then it's like, it's so massive. Just because we haven't found it doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah, well, I 100% believe there is life outside of Earth. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
But you gotta also think we are perfectly situated close enough to the sun that we won't burn.
And we're not far enough from the sun.
That we won't fucking freeze over.
Yeah, that's always the biggest thing.
We are perfectly fucking situated that we're not fucking out. We are fucking ourselves over, but our Earth isn't fucked naturally. Air quotes, naturally.
But that brings up the next thing. We all know of the term, well, I've just lost it. It just flew out of me fucking head. We evolve to our scenario, our situations. We constantly are changing. We're adjusting.
We're a product of our environment.
Yes. So who's to say that? Yeah, the further away they are, it's fucking cold. But who's to say that there wouldn't be life that adapted to that?
Yeah, they could have extra thick skin or something.
Yeah.
Which I get, look at that fucking... What's that walking fish? An axolotl? A fish with fucking legs. You never see that. It's fucking cool, though.
And cute. He's a fucking cute little thing.
Yeah, but, you got stuff like that. But my other question is, you keep talking about evolution. We've evolved. Yeah, I know we personally haven't evolved in our lifetime. But why have the monkeys not evolved?
Yeah,
what have we done to the apes and the chimpanzees and the whole other primate evolution line? Why have we kept them so far back in a sense that they can't evolve? Would that be because it would scare the masses, so that we're purposefully doing that to keep them quote unquote stupid
I don't
to
know.
not scare the masses? Because just imagine a fucking monkey walked up to you at the zoo and knew exactly what you were speaking and could somewhat speak English. You know, how fucking freaked out would you be?
Mate, I wouldn't be freaked out. I'd be like, bro, fucking talking monkey. Let's go. We're going to be rich.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, I know. I get where you're going with that.
So that could be, you know, us as human beings are keeping these intelligent other species that are here on Earth stupid, air quotes, stupid, so it doesn't panic the masses.
I mean, to be fair, there's only one counter argument to that that I can think of that is both humorous and sadly true. And that is, we as a species aren't that smart either. Let's be real for a second. We know of a lot of examples, literally off the top of our heads, that make us go, oh, we are such a stupid race.
Well, we've got Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, and here in Australia, I hate to say, we got fucking Pauline Hanson, and we got
Scott Morrison,
yeah, Clive Palmer,
and then
we've got a whole heap of stupid cunts.
And let's also, we'll go with the elephant in the room. We'll throw him in there, Joe Biden. But I think that's because he's just old.
Yeah, I've got no.
I keep
Ever since he come into office, I was like, American politics, not my country. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think you only kept up with it when Trump was in because he was just outrageous.
Oh, he was fucking hilariously. Anyway, back to
the topic. Yeah.
But also with the counter argument to that, you would say, yeah, but we evolved over millions of years. Monkeys haven't. I'm like, I understand that, but why haven't they? Why can't we live alongside them?
It's always a tough thing. I'm not someone who studied evolution of anything. The only thing I could tell you is I know how we reproduce. And that's as far as I get when it comes to our evolution. I mean, obviously I know a bit more than that, but we're going to dumb it down for the sake of this episode. I hate to say natural selection, because that's pretty much one of the go-tos, and it's so cliche and fucking awful, but
it's kind of fucking true. It's just like, a couple of years ago with the Tide Pod situation. Natural selection.
I love it when we reference previous episodes we've done, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing, natural selection, always will be. And that brings me, we'll go back to the fucking actual topic of life outside of Earth. I feel like that's kind of the same thing. Natural selection doesn't just happen on our planet. Yeah, it does, but who's to say it doesn't in the rest of the universe? Like,
well, that's right. There could be another planet with another Elon Musk launching cars into space just because it's funny.
I mean, our Elon Musk is trying to do that now.
Hasn't he already launched a car into space?
No, he's been to space.
But I thought he launched a Tesla into space.
No,
just because he could.
I don't think he has yet. I can't remember.
I'm gonna fucking Google this.
I think he's trying. I haven't read that he has, but then again, I don't always keep up with Elon Musk. Oh, excuse me.
He fucking did.
Oh, did he?
He fucking did 2018. This is what fucking...
Fuck.
This is what come up with Google.
I wasn't even...
Elon Musk's red Tesla Roadster carrying a dummy with a SpaceX spacesuit has just completed its second orbit. The SpaceX CEO's electric vehicle made headlines when it was launched into space on February 6, 2018. Just imagine another fucking species out there. I'm fucking awesome. I'm just gonna launch this fucking car into space.
That's
How fucking mad would you gotta be?
all I can say to that is another planet like ours with another Elon Musk. There was a time not long ago where we discovered there was another planet in another solar system that is pretty much exactly like Earth and is perfect to live on for us. Like,
It's too far away, isn't it?
yeah, by the time we'd get there, we would have gone through a couple generations.
Yeah.
You'd have to literally make a spaceship big enough to live on, to be able to live in it, to be able to sustain your own food supply in there, and make babies.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that would happen. But let's be real, if we were literally on the verge of a catastrophe, and we would literally just... If we wanted our species to continue, that's something that they're not above doing. If they could do it, they would do it. So the minute that it's an option, I reckon they would probably send... Like, pick some brave souls to no longer live on our planet, and send them off. I reckon that is something they would do. Which then begs the question... Did they discover any life on that other planet through the telescope?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not telescope, through the satellite?
I wonder if they ever done that to Earth. You know, we could have been 7 or 8 foot tall bloody giants, and the way, you know, we'll go back to the Adam and Eve series. The way we've, not interbred, what's the word when you fuck your sister or whatever?
Incest.
Yeah, that's it. When you know, breed, you're supposed to have 2 different genetic makeups in you when you breed to make a baby. If you keep doing that, I wonder if that's how we become with 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, a mouth, 2 ears, when we could have had 4 arms and fucking 8 eyes. I wonder if that's how we've, like you said, evolved from eons of incest babies, just like Rick and Morty did, made a giant incest baby. But
So
we've bred ourselves to this condition, because I do actually remember seeing, this was a couple of years ago, it was some sort of a study that we're growing an extra bone under our skull in our vertebrae, that the younger generation are doing it because our our habits now are looking down at our phone screen. So our bodies over time, that's why we're getting sore necks, is our bodies over time are actually putting a new bone in that spine, to strengthen our vertebrae.
Yeah, to help us look down more frequently. Yeah, and to your thing about the incest thing, we've got to remember that if we were to go with the evolution thing, that's not far from the truth. Because when, we were primates, and they would literally just fuck anything that could move. That was the same thing as them. Didn't care if it was from the parents. I don't know if they had a certain word for it, because
same group maybe.
Yeah, same. Well, they always
family, I guess.
We as a species have developed from years of living in packs.
Yeah.
So who's to say that when the packs were really small and we were still evolving, they didn't care. You were female, you got fucked. Doesn't matter who it was by.
Yeah. And
you repopulated your pack and grew your pack. And over time, the incest thing kind of became... I'm not saying that I would support it, by the way.
Oh, fuck no. No.
I'm not saying I would. But the only reason that we as a species do not think that, fucking your sister's a good idea is because it's a social construct in our mind. We view it as gross.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's, in the world of animals, wrong.
Yeah.
Because, look at our own fucking pets. If you had a litter of puppies, and they all grew up, you had boys and girls, got none of them desexed, fucking $10, that little puppy boy is going to fuck his puppy sister. Because she goes on heat for the first time, and he is a male. Same with cats. Cats do the same thing. And all animals. We are basically the only species on our planet, in a nutshell, that does not fuck our own relatives to our, knowledge. So, you could fuck your second cousin and you wouldn't know it. But you're still fucking a relative. But you didn't know. As soon as you know, that's taboo. Done. Don't touch.
Unless you're from Alabama, where fucking your second cousin is alright. Yeehaw, America!
Yeah. I think the I think the Tasmanians also got angry we didn't mention them.
Yeah. Land of the free and home of fucking your sister.
welcome to Alabama. But you see my point, eh?
Yeah.
And when it comes to life outside of Earth, they used to say that that's a social construct they don't have.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Like, and there's also the thing, they might not have the pack mentality as well.
Yeah.
We still have it to this day. We like to live in cities or towns and with groups. There's usually more than one person in a household, unless there's someone like me.
I'm not going to go there.
No, I went there for you. You don't need to go any fucking further. I was just making...
Like, I do get that. I still can't remember the fucking show or documentary I watched, but they were saying when they're talking about light speed, it's the fastest way, obviously, for you to travel, but to get light from point A to point B, it takes X amount of whatever, kilometers per hour, freedom units per hour, kids per mass shooting, whatever fucking calculation you want to put it at, right?
Why? I can't let that one slide.
Hey, if I could pull the piss out of America, I fucking will.
Can't you just pull the piss out of any other country? Those motherfuckers have guns, obviously.
We haven't had a mass shooting since like 96.
I'm aware, but you do know the minute we get an American over here, we can't defend ourselves. They have guns.
What do you mean? Give a tradie a 6-pack of Rumbos, he'll defeat America by himself.
Yeah, with a milk crate. Best story ever.
Anyway, for like to get from point A to point B, let's say for easy distance, it's 10 kilometers, right? Now, you shine a laser beam from point A and I receive it at point B, 10 kilometers. That takes, I don't know, a second, right? For ease of argument. You point a laser beam at one of the fucking stars in our solar system. By the time that laser, if it's powerful enough to reach that star's already imploded on itself and blown up. Because the time that it takes from here to there. That's why I don't think in our lifetime or even our kids' lifetime we'll ever see quote unquote UFOs or aliens. Because they've got to be that far technologically advanced in comparison to us. If they were to fly from 2 fucking galaxies over and just stumble on Earth, they would see, if you believe in it, fucking, no, Jack and Jill, who am I thinking of?
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve. They would still see the Stone Age, the wheel invention, Dave the Caveman. But that would be the same thing if we ever invented time travel or fucking space travel to whatever degree. When we jumped from fucking 2 galaxies, we would only see planets that are so poorly undeveloped. Because we would look, we think we're fucking normal. But we would go, oh, you guys have only just invented the wheel. Wait until you invent nuclear power or whatever. So that's what they would see if they come to us. Aliens would still only see, in my mind, the Stone Age. Because, of light years and distances and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Unless you can, fucking skip drive, Outer Worlds reference, skip drive to the next fucking solar system or the next planet and be then, instantaneously to a degree where everything will seem relatively normal. And that's, my biggest thing with the outer world and stars and planets and shit is we haven't got the technology, and I don't ever believe us as a human race will ever have the technology to be able to visit another planet, because if we do, whoever fucking the astronaut or female astronaut, whatever the fuck you want to call them, visits that planet, they will only ever see the terraformation that planet is before its evolution as well.
I guess. That's not to say... I'm not saying you're wrong, but... You are 100% right. But you're making it sound like once you get... if we could somehow get so close that we could possibly land on the planet, you make it sound like that the planet still hasn't moved forward in time by the time we get there.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it will. Because of time over distance.
Yeah.
That, you know, you can be travelling at 100 kilometres per hour. You will travel 100 kilometres in said hour, 60 minutes. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of kilometres in relatively short times. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever.
The only thing about that is we don't know if there is any species out there that doesn't have that. How do we know that there isn't?
I don't think they've evolved enough to see us. And that's my thing, is if we were to go see someone, our race, our planet would be so technologically advanced, they would seem back in the Stone Age.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're travelling from here to there. It's not so much going back in time, but the time it takes us to go from here to there, for them to catch up to what we've done, is going to take the time that we've gone back to.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from. But
Yeah.
what I was getting at was, how do we know that there isn't a species out there that doesn't already have that technology, has seen us, knows what we're up to, and just chooses not to interact with us? We don't know.
Like, right
they've looked
right now.
Like they've looked at us right now, and they are in real time, so they know exactly right now where we're at, and they've just gone,
let them figure it out.
Or they've just gone.
I guess my answer to that would be,
we don't.
if they're like us, my assumption to that would be they don't want to scare the masses. If they say, yeah, there is life outside of planet fucking Alpha, we've just been to this planet they call Earth, and, you know, they're fucking eons behind us or whatever.
So we don't want to scare them.
Yeah, but then they go back to their own planet and go, yeah, we've just done this. That would, in my mind, being a human, would create a mass panic for them, or mass, no, I don't want to say exodus, but it would give them, every other billionaire in their currency or whatever, chances to build fucking things and then come over to Australia and could just be like Futurama, where all the spaceships come in and just fucking destroy the Earth.
And
that's, you know, so it's sort of like, to me, it's like Area 51.
Yeah. Well,
you keep everything under confidential fucking secret,
and the masses are safe.
Exactly right. We're none the wiser.
That brings up a good comparison in this topic. It's a sci-fi show that's actually like tempered with that idea, like, and used it. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Stargate, not Star Trek, not Star Wars. Stargate.
You've heard of it, never seen it.
Okay, so the whole point of it is they discover a alien device in ancient Egypt that was used and created by aliens, obviously, to literally insta-travel to another planet that has the same device. The device is literally called Stargate. It's the name of the show.
Is that the one with the big fucking alien-looking guy that gets cigarettes and then gets addicted to cigarettes?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think you're thinking of Paul.
I don't know. I saw it on TikTok. Anyway.
And the theory that they had in that was when our civilizations across the planet were evolving slowly, like let's go back ancient Egyptian times, when the pyramids were being built. This show tempered with the idea that the reason the pyramids got built wasn't to house the dead or anything. It was landing pads for ships. And the ships were the right shape to land on the pyramid. Right? That was the idea. And then you got other civilizations like Mayan and all that, where there was alien influence that caused that culture to grow, and they learnt from it. There was Norse mythology as well. They learnt from a different alien race. And, like, literally one of the god of thunder, Thor, is actually in this show, but he's an alien. He's literally a little grey dude. Like, the literal little grey dude. It's funny as hell. Like, you hear Thor and you think big, muscly man. Then you see this really smart, intelligent alien with the most advanced technology in the universe walking up like, greetings. It's like, the fuck? But then the other thing they tempered with was since the military got all in on that, top secret, confidential, the only people who knew about it outside of the whole Stargate program on Earth is the president and his council. And that's it.
Yeah.
No one else is to know. And for the whole time, all the seasons that they've done...
Let me guess, that show's based in America.
Canada.
Why the fuck did they say president?
Because they made it in Canada, but it's based... Yeah, it is based in America, but it's made in Canada.
Yeah, right.
And I only know this because there's a lot of Canadian actors in it. It is actually fucking terrible how many there are. There's a lot of please and thank yous.
Hey?
Hey? So they had 10 seasons of the original run. They had 5 for a spin-off called Atlantis, which in this mythos, Atlantis was actually a city built by another alien race.
Yeah, anyway, keep going with fucking Stargate.
Yeah. Never revealed to the public.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And by the end of what they've done, they were literally sending out civilians. It's like, how have you not told the masses? But you're going to pick out civilians and go, guess what? You're going into space.
Yeah.
Through a little portal we found in fucking Egypt back in the 90s. Like, bro, what?
Well, I love how you brought up Egypt because I love ancient Egyptian mythology. You can't beat how the pyramids are set up, how perfectly aligned they are to not only look at match up with fucking constellations and all that, but when you actually try and make a pyramid and then unfold it, the sides and shit, it doesn't matter whether it's in fucking a metric or freedom units, it all makes pi, that 3.14.
Yeah, it's
And
fucking great, eh?
I honestly believe that it wasn't man-made.
No.
Not built by humans. I wholeheartedly believe with fucking whatever ass I've got, it's not made by humans. So it's got to be
An alien thing.
for how precise it fucking was and how these they're like females. They dig up shit from the past. What the fuck do you call them? Archaeologists. How accurate they are to say, oh, this was built 20 years. In 20 years, it's like, no way that took 5,000 people 20 years to build when each, cube of fucking limestone weighs a ton or something, or 5 tons or something. And they've cut it precisely, not using any fucking measuring devices or cutting tools, how flat that surface of the cutting edge is. You can't tell me that us as a human race made them thousands of years ago.
I agree with you. First thing though, you think you're getting away with that little dig at females just there. You're fucking right. I'm not going to be the voice of reason and defend them because I thought it was funny. But at the same time, dude, you just kept going when you saw me sit here like, no. Why? And second, that is a very excellent point. I guess that can lead us to another sign of life, technically, that we've, heard stories of. That is the whole crop circles and the UFO and the stories of abductions. Do you, I believe all of it's fake, personally.
Crop circles and abductions and stuff, I don't believe it.
The only one.
Did you really think an alien would pick up some random fucking cowboy, redneck cowboy from the fucking Midwest of fucking America, abduct him and poke him up the bum with their finger and then put him back down to Earth? No fucking way they would.
No, not an alien. Maybe a Catholic priest would with a little boy, but that's as far as that goes.
Exactly.
But the only one that I would say has any, sort of believability is seeing the weird flashing lights. And that's it. Because that's not them coming down to fuck with us. That's not us interacting with them. That's just seeing lights and then carrying on. And of course that always...
That goes back to what you could be saying too. They come over, they just, oh, yep, these guys are fucked up, and then fuck off. That could be in that fucking coincidental moment, you looking up and they're looking down at you and you're seeing the flashing lights of their fucking hovercraft going, wow, and they're going, you guys are fucked. Ha! And then fucking, and leaving, you know?
Or however it sounds in their fucking language. It'd be funny if it...
This is Donnie off the Thornberries.
Yep, you just read my mind. I'm sitting here like fucking Donnie.
No. Sounds like R2-D2.
That sounded like it hurt your throat a little bit.
No, my voice can go pretty high.
Yeah, don't do that again, please.
Oh, okay.
Didn't suit you. No, but yeah, like that's why I mentioned it earlier. I was thinking of the flashing lights. Reminds me of a story that Dad said. Dad's claimed he's seen these flashing lights. He hasn't claimed he's been abducted and poked up the butt. No, he claims he gets poked up the butt by Mum. That's as far as it goes. But with aliens, like, obviously, if Dad ever fucking hears this, I don't want him to hear it. I do love listening to his stories and his conspiracy theories on it, because a lot of them, sadly, for as much fun as I make of my own father, he does make a lot of fucking sense when it comes to aliens. It's the one time I say he's smart. It's like, yeah, you got a really fucking good point, man. You got a really good point. And then he'll say something stupid afterwards, non-related to aliens. It's like, can you go back to the aliens, please?
Okay, so what's he say about aliens?
He says, so, the light thing, it's a story he told us when he was working out at a farm. He'd work during the night, and he'd look up and he'd see the lights, and then he wouldn't remember anything. He didn't say abduction, he just would, then he would, like, get his memory back, or remember, 5 minutes later or something. Like, almost as if, bear with me, it's like the technology they use in Men in Black, where they wipe your fucking memory.
Yeah.
And he thinks, he said that, I swear that's happened to me. I'm like, well, that would explain why you can't remember anything after seeing lights. But are you sure you saw lights? He's like, well, yeah, or else I wouldn't be fucking talking about it.
I suppose. I've done that before, though.
Yeah.
I was in a nightclub and I probably had one too many shots, and I looked up at the disco ball, and then that's all I can remember for the night. Literally blacked out. Okay,
so two things there. One, no alien device wiping your memory. That's all you. And two, disco ball to UFO lights. You cannot be serious in this comparison.
Yeah, they make pretty colours.
One's better.
The disco ball?
Yes. Because, you know, at least with that one, you're seeing, you know, a disco ball rotating with all the pretty flashy lights, and you look down, it's like, oh, look, people. Whereas the alien one is, you're low, you look up, maybe 3-4 lights, and then...
Well, it's actually funny you mention that, just being your dad being a sole one person doing it. Whenever we hear encounters or recollections and shit, it's always been one person, one singular person. It's never been in groups.
Nope.
Why?
I believe the reason why is because what they're doing... I'm not going to go with the probing thing. Let's go with the whole seeing the lights and that's it. They're trying to test the waters. See the reaction of what we as humans would do if we identified what the lights were and figured out we were being watched by another species from somewhere in the universe. Trying to gauge that one person's reaction to decide if it is right for them to show themselves to the rest of the world.
So that's why you don't hear it all the fuck time. You hear it like in Dungeons and Dragons once every couple of years. You'll hear one person goes, oh, fucking flashing lights. A couple of years later, you hear, oh, someone with flashing lights. They keep coming back.
Yeah. So they keep testing the waters. Obviously, we're not doing anything right. I think they're waiting for literally that one person to look up, figure it out immediately, and just start waving. I don't think anyone does that. I think they just look up and like, ooh, lights.
Pretty lights.
I'd hate to see someone with ADHD or something look up at it. Like, they'd probably be sitting there trying to, like, grab it.
Yeah.
And then that
someone
would...
on acid or something. Ah!
Yeah. Like, oh my god, the elephant's got different coloured eyes. Why is he up there again? I can't fucking remember. He's got dragon wings, that's right, shit.
Yeah, but something like that, I can agree with that. You know, they're testing the waters, but you would, after the first few times, you wouldn't come back. You know, the way us write it off, you're like, oh, you've seen this, you've seen that, oh, fuck, you talking shit, like.
So, now this is the part where this theory really fucking blows anyone's mind. You're assuming one alien species is doing this, aren't you?
Ooh.
Yeah, as soon as you think there's others, you go, how many times have we been tested and how many species have done it?
Fuck.
And how many times have we failed?
Fuck.
Yeah. There's only one conclusion from that. We're still too stupid to fucking interact with them. That's pretty much it. Or we're doing the right thing and they're a species that believes in their own evolution. Do it yourself. You don't get our help. When you are ready to find us, you'll find us. And then we'll tell you, we've been watching you for years.
Well, that'd be handy to know, considering the world's going into catastrophe with global warming. Why has... That just fucking gave me an idea, which I don't know if that'll be true or not.
Is it freaking you out, is it?
Well, you think, we're putting holes in our ozone layer. You remember back in the early 2000s, Australia were putting holes in the ozone layer, and that's why it was getting hot, and the UV rays was getting more from the sun.
Yeah.
What if it actually wasn't us with greenhouse gases?
Yeah, it was
What if the aliens keep shooting through our ozone layer, putting holes in it to test us?
That's a possibility. And yes, that has actually crossed my mind. Am I fucked up? Probably. Am I messed up in the head? But it does beg the question. Now, that's not to say that global warming doesn't exist. I mean, show me proof it exists. Boom, done. And there is proof that global warming exists, sadly. Whereas with the alien one you just said, we don't have any
Well,
proof.
no, it's definitely a
And that's...
conspiracy.
But that's the most terrifying part, because you're not the first person to say that. And who's to say that it's wrong or right? We can't prove it, because even now, if we found there was more holes in the ozone layer just randomly from global warming, even now we wouldn't be able to identify it.
Yeah.
If it was not global warming, it was another species. And the worst part is when you think about all the, like, that theory of it being multiple different species that have been checking us and watching us, that another fucking movie comes to mind that actually fucking terrifies me, and that is...
Scary Movie 3.
No, not that. That doesn't scare me. No, have you ever heard of the movie literally called Species?
I've seen it, but I haven't... No, I haven't physically seen it, but I've, seen it on, Netflix or whatever, but I haven't watched it.
It's a sci-fi horror movie series based on the idea of they've somehow gotten alien genetics in Area 51. So they mixed it with human DNA and created a human clone that has alien DNA in it. Right? So they made it a girl, a smart move, and when she was ready to evolve, she literally evolved like a butterfly sort of thing. Went into a cocoon as a teenage little girl, came out, fully developed woman, and with our DNA, apparently mixed with the alien one, her first instinct once she's mature is mate. Go find a mate. And if she found a mate, but he wasn't compatible, like he had an illness or he was not her type, like literally to this day, something that does go on. Not your type, don't do it, but aliens doing that, and then she'd kill them.
Oh.
And it's the horror part. And you never saw her alien form, because she could literally go between human appearance and what the alien DNA would look like if it was the actual being, which was humanoid, but all fucking ugly. Ooh, fucking ugly. Still had tits. Very shocking. I'm not gonna lie. That part made me go, what? And that just makes you think, why is one of them ever going to do that to us? Because that's a fucking scary idea. Because she could kill anything she wanted. You know, superhuman speed, strength, all this shit. Like, literally, and she did end up getting knocked up in the movie. She did, and because it was an alien DNA thing, Bixby, why? They're listening. And because she was alien DNA, she had alien DNA. The babies, the whole pregnancy was sped up. She gave birth that night.
No.
Yeah, and
Well, fucking how great would that be? You wouldn't have to put up with 9 months of fucking hormones and bullshit. It's done in a day.
Well, she killed the dude that she got pregnant from. So you wouldn't be able to put up with anything. You'd be dead.
Yeah.
And
fucking isn't there an insect that does that?
Ah,
Kills a mate after. Is it like a stick insect or something?
daddy
Isn't
longlegs.
No.
Yeah,
No.
they kill daddy longlegs. Usually kill the Actually, a lot of spiders do that. They usually kill the mate after they get pregnant. I think daddy longlegs was the one I'm thinking of.
Female praying mantis and a black widow spider.
Oh, there you go, spider.
Yeah. So no day long legs, black widow.
No, I was close. Oh no, female daddy longlegs, they can still they still do the whole get babies from the males, but there are times where if because the males are smaller,
Yeah.
sometimes they won't do anything with them. They'll just eat them.
Yeah. But
It
was a.
And yeah, I believe that was where the whole concept for it came from. Except they made it alien. But who's to say that can't happen? Because that could technically happen. If you get the right alien DNA, you could create the wrong fucking scenario.
Well, if we're talking about that, there's actual pictures of. I don't want to say it, but a male and a sow, a female pig. Female pig had babies with the male.
Mm. It's fucked.
When you want to talk about, I don't want to say interconnected DNA, but
Crossbreeding. You can just say crossbreeding.
yes, DNAs that don't match or are not compatible.
It creates something fucked up.
Yeah.
It's not right. I do know what you're talking about. I've seen that. And I'm like, what? First of all, why? And second, why?
Yeah.
There's a lot of whys involved. Like, you can tell the difference, though. Like, why is in, why'd you do that? And the second of all is, why did it happen in the first place?
What gave you the fucking thought to ever, I'm just going to fuck this pig, and then, it's pregnant. Oops. What the fuck would go through your head?
First of all, I'd hope that was some good bacon you had afterwards. Because, kill that fucker. No proof. Second, I'm still even to this day, I still wrap my head around, you fucked a pig.
Yeah.
Like, you fucked a pig.
Yeah.
You can't say anything else. It speaks for itself in volumes. Literally, a fucking author wrote 10 volumes about that. That's how much volume that speaks to you. It's like...
Yeah, but if, humans were to ever have sexual relations... Do not have sexual relationships with that woman. With aliens, that's...
So,
what's your generic alien gonna look like? Short green man with a big fucking round head? So like Paul?
Yeah.
Paul? Yeah.
Yeah, I brought it up earlier. That's probably why you're thinking that. I mentioned it earlier.
Oh.
Very briefly in
I don't
passing.
fucking remember. Anyway.
But
little alien man like that, or we're talking like, 10-foot fucking weird looking creatures with 6 arms.
So I'll refer to the movie I was just talking about, and I'll also refer to Alien.
The movie Alien. Never seen it.
Okay, so those things are like anthropomorphic. They're like humanoid features, sort of. With the one in Species, the only reason that you could tell she was an alien, really, is because of...
She had big tits.
Well, no, she had big tits to human too. That was really scary. Tentacles coming out everywhere.
Yep.
Funny, haha, hentai joke, whatever. But also, her eyes changed from human eyes to, I guess, insect.
Okay.
She still had lips. Sort of had lips.
Yep.
And her skin obviously changed colour. Not to like the typical green you'd use, like a really dark, ugly
Green, yeah.
reptile green.
Yeah.
That's how that was the alien's appearance, and apparently that was the proper, fully alien DNA alien's appearance.
Yep.
So keep in mind, she could go from that to human, and then there's the xenomorph from Alien, pure black. Really skinny body, could stand on its hind legs, has a really long tail with a sharp pointy bit at the end, has a really long elongated head, and has a second mouth on the tongue.
Oh, so you nearly just described a fucking kangaroo then.
Nearly, except
The extra mouth.
yeah.
And the pointy on the tail.
Yeah, I mean, I could... obviously, I'm not describing it really well because I'm just giving a really dumbed-down version of it, but you can understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Who say that all, like... Then these are obviously two species of aliens that have been shown in media that are not made to be intelligent. Here's the really shit part. They are. The amount of ways that a xenomorph can kill you, and it knows how to do it, is terrifying. And then there's the one from Species. She's very selective. She knows how to identify what blood type you are if she can get a taste of it. Like, that's something, that could be a genetic kind of thing, but you'd need intelligence to know. You've got to know about certain diseases. She knew about any type of disease a human could have like that. She could identify it as soon as she could see any sign of it.
Yeah.
And that was how she went through her mates. The first one didn't have... I think he had AIDS.
Yeah.
So she was like, no. I mean, no, every woman should be like that, really. If you're not careful, you don't want to get AIDS.
Yeah.
But, and then the second one was, he didn't have the right blood type, I believe.
Yeah.
So she said no to him. And this is the one time I'm going to say this. He tried to rape her. I actually was on her side for that one. Like, yeah, fucking kill him.
Yeah.
How she killed him was not cool. But, yep.
When did this kill the cunt? Ripped the cunt's cock off.
Well, she kind of drowned him. And while she was drowning him, one of her tentacles came out and suffocated him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Underwater.
Fuck yeah.
Whereas the other guy, he tried to force himself on her too. She just grabbed his head while he was kissing her, and an alien tongue poked through the back of his head.
Fuck yeah.
It was, like I said, it's gruesome.
Yeah.
So, and the xenomorph, like the tail, the head bite, that's called the head bite. The tongue comes out and just bites your head off.
Yeah.
And if it bleeds on you, it's acidic blood.
Huh?
And not like slow.
No, it'll lead through, I know that.
It's real bad.
I know that, yeah.
And it knows it. It knows what its blood can do to you.
Yeah.
So if it sees it's like lost a limb and it's bleeding, it'll try to get the blood on you.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a different type of intelligence. How do we know that doesn't fucking exist either?
Well, I'm all for the mind frame that does fucking exist. Like, I don't want to put us as humans down, but fuck with some dumb motherfuckers. We really fucking are fucking dumb cunts.
We really are. We really can be. And that's the sad part.
You know, we have all the greatest minds in the fucking world. If we all put them together for one good fucking use, we could change the fucking world. But no, nations divide us, and money divides us, and it's not until the last tree is cut down, the last river is run dry, our money will be no good.
I mean,
but anyway,
that's a whole other topic.
Without getting philosophical, is there life outside Earth? I fucking believe 100% there is. What do you think?
I agree. Of course, I can be skeptical about certain things. I mean, anyone can be. I'm not on the 100%, but it's like, it's so massive out there. There literally has to be something else.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't tell me we're the only life force in the universe. And like I said, I believe in the theories that we've gone over, that, we've been watched. I'm still on the fence about Dad actually going through it, personally, but it does raise the question and makes sense when you think about it like that.
Yeah, I see, like, that sort of weird shit. I don't know, well, you haven't sort of done as many road trips as I have, but, like, doing road trips and stuff, especially by myself, I could just be there in autopilot and quite literally drive through a town and not even fucking remember I drove through that town. Like, I don't know if that's just something that's happened to me while I was doing that, but, you know, I could give a great example. I was driving down to the Gold Coast when we lived up here, and I'd only just passed, it was the town before Gympie, I can't fucking remember what it was called, I think it was Maryborough or fucking Childers or something. I'd driven through the fucking town. It wasn't until I got to the next town going, what the fuck, did I already pass that town? I had no recollection of the past hour or 2 hours that I've driven between towns. I didn't know whether I was on the right side of the road, the wrong side of the road.
You were on fucking autopilot.
I don't know whether it was my high beams on or was my, you know, what fucking happened in that brief moment?
I can kind of relate. I have one similar. One of the many times I've driven from Brisbane to Rocky, this was a lot closer than where yours was. Mine was, I didn't realise I was literally about to be in Gracemere because I didn't know I'd gone through Marmore.
Yeah.
It just blew through me. I think at the time I was just zoned out and listening to a really good playlist that I just started up again because, you know, play on single person road trips, you go through all your fucking shit.
Oh, yeah, you go through it. Yeah.
So I believe I just started the playlist. I started the road trip on, which was awesome because, you know, driving from Brisbane on that freeway can suck sometimes. Even in the early mornings, it can still suck.
Yeah.
Not as much as the, you know, middle of the day shit. And, yeah, to this day, I still do not remember seeing that BP in Marmore. On, which one was it?
So if you're coming north, it's on the right-hand side before you get to the hill.
No, not that. I'm trying to remember which time it was exactly. Because I do know, I think it was the one time I came back here for Christmas.
Yeah.
I did not realise I'd gone through Marmore until I was like, that's the turn off to Gracemere. What the fuck? Hold on.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you would think I would have realised it sooner, but no, I was like you, just autopilot. I was banging.
Yeah.
The tunes were, I won't say fire because I'm not young enough to get away with that. The tunes were awesome.
The tunes were lit.
Bruh. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Same deal as you. I was like, what the where has the last fucking half hour gone?
Yeah.
That's the real big one though. Yours was a whole hour.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. It was north of Gympie, but I know Childers is a halfway, so I would have filled up in Childers.
So it was probably
Between Childers and Gympie. I have no recollection of leaving there.
Of leaving Childers.
I can remember leaving Childers. There's a Caltex, the satellites. You go down the hill. I remember going down the hill, getting up to 100, and that was it. Until I got into Gympie going,
how the fuck did I get
what
here?
the fuck? Yeah. Just like full, I don't know whether it was autopilot or, you know, whatever happened. Like, bear in mind, that is early hours of the fucking morning. I would have got to Childers at least 4 a.m. because I generally leave, when I had the Subaru, I used to leave at midnight.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't leave, you know, much later than 12 o'clock. And I don't condone it, but I'd probably sit on 110, if not 120 the whole way. So I would have got to Childers at about 4 o'clock, give or take.
Mm.
And then, yeah, from that whole sunrise, that whole, 2 hours or whatever it is, I have no recollection at all.
That's fucking strange.
So, could it be, otherworldly? Could it just be my simple fucking brain not commuting? Who knows?
Do not want to insult you, but you're leaving yourself too open. That is how simple-minded you are. In saying that, I can sympathise with you a little bit, because the key difference between yours and mine, though, yours was very early morning at sunrise. There was still a lot of darkness around you. Mine was 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
There's too much sun for anything to fucking happen. Mm. So, as someone, I mean, again, the difference is, like, there's time difference between yours and mine. But Doesn't matter how long it is. You and I are kind of the same. Once you're on autopilot, that's it. There's nothing going through your brain.
Mm.
You know how to drive. You know your reflexes are on point. Just autopilot.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to the right podcast, like ours, or the right playlist for music, that just cements it. You're done.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all there is to it. Doesn't matter how long it goes for. I could go for an entire day on autopilot with the right music and playlists on, and guaranteed I'll get to nights I'm like, what? Huh? That's it. Like,
That's just because you're stupid. But yeah.
At least
I get that.
At least I can remember most of my road trips and definitely only lost half an hour compared to your fucking hour, simpleton.
But that was only, I think that's from memory. I think it only happened once. Maybe it happened more, but I wouldn't be able to remember it. But,
You're not helping your case now.
yeah, you just there's obviously, I reckon just about everyone listening can relate. There's always been a time there where you were doing something, something fucking weird. You're hanging up the washing or something in the backyard, and you finish the washing. Next thing you know, you're sitting inside having a cuppa or whatever, and you don't even know where the fucking last half an hour's gone. You go, what the fuck?
Biggest clue to that is you sit there afterwards and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go hang out the washing. You go and you're like, someone's nicked me fucking washing.
Or you go out, oh, it's already done. What?
So yeah, that also goes to the whole opening and closing the fridge, because you're like, I need something. No, I don't. Walk away. What did I come here for?
Yeah, that's right.
Except they're all minor, and I doubt otherworldly is interfering. That's just us as a human species being stupid.
I don't know. It could be them playing games.
That's a really fucked up game.
Oh, I know, but they could be fucked up.
As a fat man, how dare you fuck with my head when it comes to food, Aden?
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
If you're going to fuck with him, at least give him a fucking bra, for God's sake.
And with that, I'm not continuing. God fucking damn.
Hey, you say you call yourself a fat boy.
I am. I jiggle more than Jello.
Exactly. I'll slap your ass on fucking New Year's. It'll still be jiggling by Christmas.
Shame, I did that with your ex.
What? Fuck, you're funny.
Yeah, it's sadly.
You should be a comedian.
No
No one to come to your show, be a comedian.
I don't need to be a comedian.
You're funny looking enough already.
With a head like mine.
You fucking nice people pay to laugh at you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think that's it for the life outside of Earth
Yo,
topic.
On that note, I will love you and leave you.
Sadly.
Let us know in the comments on YouTube, is there life outside of Earth? If there is, have you experienced something?
And if you start giving us a crop circle story or anything like that, just know we will not be reading it.
I'll read it, but I'll laugh at you.
Yeah.
Well, Adrian won't. I will.
I won't laugh. If you start mentioning anything going up your butt, then that's when I'll laugh. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that wasn't an alien, that was just your cousin Jim. Anyway.
Your cousin fucking Jim.
And that has been the Opinionated Aussies. Like we said, if you have anything otherworldly that you'd like to discuss that you think is proof of life, let us know.
Send us a DM on Instagram at The Opinionated Aussies.
And if you don't, then obviously you're a non-believer and you can keep that tinfoil hat off. We'll keep ours on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't want the CIA knowing what I think.
Too late.
And on that note, thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it.
As always, you can find us at all our social medias. They're always linked down below. I won't go through them anymore because I think we've done it enough episodes that you know where they fucking are.
They're linked down below.
And, yep, that's it. Thank you all so much. We love you and have a good one.
See you in the next episode.
Tom.